Have you ever wondered what happens behind the closed doors of the royal palaces when cameras are turned off and the public is looking elsewhere? Today, a stunning new development has royal watchers asking exactly that question. Reports of a mysterious final order allegedly signed by King Charles have ignited intense speculation, and the contents of an equally surprising contract are said to be sending shockwaves through royal circles. If these claims are true, they could reshape the balance of influence within the monarchy and raise serious questions about the future role of Queen Camilla. What exactly is contained in this alleged agreement? Why are insiders reportedly describing it as one of the most significant royal documents in years, and how could it affect the delicate power structure surrounding the crown? Stay with us because the details are extraordinary. For years, King Charles has been known for his careful planning and long-term vision. Even before ascending the throne, he spent decades preparing for the responsibilities that would eventually come his way. Throughout that time, observers often noted his preference for stability, continuity, and institutional preservation above all else. But according to growing speculation among royal commentators, recent developments suggest that the king may have taken additional steps to ensure that his vision for the monarchy survives well into the future. The alleged final order at the center of this story reportedly focuses on protecting key royal traditions, assets, and responsibilities from future uncertainty. While official confirmation remains absent, the rumors have become impossible to ignore. What has attracted the most attention, however, is not the order itself. It is the contract. According to sources close to royal discussions, an internal agreement has supposedly surfaced outlining future authority arrangements regarding several ceremonial and symbolic royal responsibilities. While the exact wording remains unknown, reports suggest that the document may significantly strengthen the position of the next generation of senior royals. And that is where the controversy begins. Many royal observers immediately noticed one name that appeared to be missing from discussions surrounding future arrangements: Camilla. For years, Queen Camilla has maintained an important position alongside King Charles. Her role evolved dramatically from one of the most controversial figures in royal history to becoming queen consort and eventually queen. That transformation was remarkable. Yet critics have long questioned how her influence might evolve once the monarchy transitions into its next era. Now, those questions are returning with renewed intensity. According to speculations circulating among palace watchers, the alleged contract appears designed to establish a framework that extends beyond the current reign. If true, such a framework would naturally place enormous emphasis on the future king and queen. That means Prince William and Princess Catherine. Observers have frequently described William and Catherine as the monarchy's long-term foundation. Public support for the couple remains consistently strong, and many commentators believe they represent the future image of the institution. Because of that perception, any document that strengthens future succession planning inevitably draws attention toward them. That is precisely why this story has exploded. Some analysts believe the alleged agreement could effectively reduce the importance of certain advisory roles currently associated with the king's inner circle. Others argue that it may simply be part of a routine modernization effort designed to create clearer responsibilities for future generations. But regardless of interpretation, one thing is certain. The rumors have triggered intense debate. What makes the situation even more fascinating is the timing. Over recent years, the royal family has faced unprecedented challenges. Public scrutiny, family tensions, changing public expectations, growing discussions about modernization have placed enormous pressure on the institution. Against that backdrop, any suggestion that King Charles has signed a major directive immediately attracts attention. Some commentators believe the king understands better than anyone the importance of preparing for the future. Having spent decades as heir to the throne, he knows how quickly circumstances can change. Could this alleged order be part of a broader strategy? Many believe so. One theory gaining traction suggests that the document may contain provisions designed to protect certain royal assets and responsibilities from future disputes. Supporters of this theory argue that such planning would be entirely consistent with Charles's reputation for long-term thinking. Another theory is even more dramatic. According to some royal insiders, the contract could establish clear guidelines regarding who will oversee particular ceremonial duties after Charles's reign concludes. If accurate, that would naturally elevate William and Catherine while limiting opportunities for competing centers of influence. And once again, attention turns toward Camilla. Supporters of the Queen argue that such speculation is unfair and exaggerated. They point out that Camilla has spent years carrying out official engagements and supporting the king through significant moments in his reign. Yet others believe the monarchy's future will inevitably revolve around the next generation. That debate has become one of the defining themes of modern royal commentary. Interestingly, some observers have noted that Princess Catherine's role appears to have grown steadily in significance over the past several years. Her popularity, composure, and dedication to royal duties have earned widespread praise. As a result, many royal watchers view her as a central figure in the monarchy's future structure. If the alleged contract indeed prioritizes long-term succession planning, Catherine's importance would likely become even greater. That possibility has fueled intense discussion across social media and among royal commentators. Meanwhile, Prince William remains at the center of nearly every future-focused conversation. As heir to the throne, his eventual leadership is expected to define the monarchy's next chapter. For that reason, any strategic planning undertaken by King Charles naturally raises questions about William's future authority. Could the king be creating a roadmap designed to ensure a smooth transition? Could he be attempting to eliminate future uncertainty before it emerges? Or could the entire story be based on misunderstandings and speculation surrounding ordinary administrative planning? At this stage, nobody outside the highest royal circles can answer those questions with certainty. But the persistence of these rumors suggests that something has captured the attention of those who closely follow palace affairs. And there is one detail that continues to intrigue observers more than any other. Several commentators have suggested that the alleged contract contains language intended to preserve specific royal traditions regardless of future political or public pressures. If true, such provisions would demonstrate the king's determination to protect what he sees as the monarchy's core identity. That possibility has sparked a fresh wave of speculation. What exactly is hidden within this mysterious agreement? Why are some insiders reportedly describing it as a game-changing document? And most importantly, could its contents fundamentally alter the future balance of influence within the royal family? Answers may be far more surprising than anyone expects. As speculation continues to spread, royal commentators are focusing on one final possibility that may explain why this alleged contract has generated such intense interest. What if the document was never intended to target any individual at all? What if its true purpose is simply to ensure that the monarchy remains stable, predictable, firmly guided by a long-term vision long after the current reign has ended? That interpretation has gained support among those who believe King Charles has always viewed himself as a steward of the institution, rather than its owner. Throughout his public life, he has frequently emphasized continuity, responsibility, and the importance of preserving traditions while adapting to modern realities. If the reported order and contract genuinely exist, they may represent an effort to create a clear framework for future generations rather than a challenge directed at any specific royal figure. That explanation has done little to slow the rumors. The reason is simple. Whenever discussions involve succession, authority, future influence, every detail is examined through a political lens. Routine planning can appear dramatic when viewed against the backdrop of royal history. And royal history is filled with examples of documents, agreements, and decisions that carried consequences far beyond what anyone initially expected. For supporters of Queen Camilla, the recent speculation has been frustrating. Many argue that assumptions about her future role are being driven more by headlines than by facts. They point out that she has spent years supporting the king and fulfilling her responsibilities with dedication. Others, however, believe the conversation reflects a broader reality. The future of the monarchy will eventually belong to a new generation. As that future approaches, attention will naturally shift toward Prince William and Princess Catherine, whose leadership is widely viewed as the next major chapter in the story of the crown. That is why this alleged contract continues to attract so much attention. Whether it represents a routine administrative arrangement, a strategic succession framework, or simply a misunderstood piece of royal planning, it has become a symbol of the larger questions surrounding the monarchy's future. Who will hold influence? Who will shape the institution's direction? And what legacy will King Charles ultimately leave behind? For now, those questions remain unanswered. What is certain is that every new rumor, every reported document, and every whispered discussion from palace corridors will continue to fuel public fascination. The alleged final order has become more than a story about paperwork. It has become a story about power, legacy, and the future of one of the world's most closely watched institutions. And until official details emerge, speculation will only continue to grow. Was this truly a game-changing contract? Could it reshape future royal dynamics? Or will history eventually reveal that the reality was far less dramatic than the rumors suggested? Only time will tell. But one thing is undeniable. Royal watchers around the world will be paying very close attention to whatever happens next.